think of a metaphor for a way to talk about today. And the metaphor I came up with was a magic show. So a lot of things are going to happen during the course of the day. It's purposely designed so that everywhere you look, what you see reflects something really interesting, and it starts to hit all sides of your brain. Even the plants up here are part of the future, and a big idea that somebody has about changing the future. So the interesting thing about a magic show is that for it to work, you need the rabbit. Do we got a rabbit? But I don't know. Look down here. Okay. So I want to suggest to you that the speakers that you're going to see up, so the way for magic to work, you need the rabbit. You need people to look at the rabbit, and so you're all watching the rabbit, and then something's happening over here outside of your view, and that's what allows the magic to happen. So to some extent, the speakers who are up here, I think, are the rabbits. We're going to keep your attention. We're going to keep your mind occupied. But where the magic is happening is out here. It's happening inside of you. And that's what I want you to also pay attention to just as much as you're watching the speakers in front of the room, to pay attention to what's happening inside of you. So I want to give you a little guide to where the action is. So these are pretty beautiful images. They look familiar. You see galaxies, sunflowers, snails. There's a pattern that underlies all of them, and that pattern is a spiral. And you see it over and over in nature if you look at trees, whatever. Where that comes from is that when nature whoever put this whole big plan together, they said if you want something to look beautiful, there's an app for that. So the Fibonacci series is just a mathematical equation, and you just insert it when you want something to look beautiful. So then whoever put this whole big plan together said, do you want to know yourself? Do you want a powerful experience? Well, I'll give you an app for that too, and that's the hero's journey. So later today I'm going to be talking about education, but I'm going to come up in 4 one-minute intervals to walk you through the hero's journey. But I want to ask you, as I explain each part of it, I want to ask you to do it. So the first part of the hero's journey, it's the story beneath every experience. So the first part of the hero's journey is the call. And the purpose of the call is to shatter your ordinary reality. So for the next couple hours, till I show up next and tell you the second part of the hero's journey, I want you to pay attention to what's calling you in your own life. What part is asking you to be different, to shatter your comfort zone, to go beyond your comfort zone? And as you walk around and talk to people, try to go beyond your comfort zone. And as you listen to yourself, try to go beyond your comfort zone. What I want to talk now is the second part of the hero's journey. And as you've listened to everybody speak, in some way they've all talked about something that happened in their life that was the call. And then they also started taking a look at the next step, which is the guardians. And that's the part within you that once you have a big idea, it's the part that gets triggered that says, no, you can't do it. It's impossible. It won't matter. You'll never get the resources you need to make it happen. And in different ways, each of the speakers have talked about what it took to go past that place. And so that's the next part to look at in this next section, is how do you relate to the guardian in your own life, the part that tells you to stop. Because there's an interesting play on words, because guardian is what keeps us from going somewhere, but also think about guardian angel. When you transform it, the guardian becomes exactly what your greatest strength is. And again, when you hear the speakers, you'll see that when they talk about what was the hardest for them, later in their talk, it becomes what was their biggest strength in making it happen. So start to look at that part of yourself.